And we're back.
Welcome back to the Longshots. We've made our way inside the prison. Actually, by we, I mean your Raven, if you're sending the Raven first.
Yeah. Yes, that was the idea, I believe, if everyone's happy with that. Same idea, I'm
Okay.
looking through the Raven.
So it is a maze of corridors, each one looking like the last, cells in each. Roll me percentile just to get a general look of where your old demon bird is flying through.
88.
Okay. Well, after a few minutes of flitting back and forth and taking zigzaggy type patterns, you kind of find the source of this red glow that's like infesting the place. There's like a collapsed wall, and partly through which you can see a larger chamber built down, maybe about 50 feet, but there's a giant red glow coming up from there, which is what's saturating this place. There's a lot of mist down there, it seems, though it's constantly radiating out from the center of the room. From your current position there, peering through the wall, you're like looking down at a ceiling that would go over the staircase before it then goes into the room, so you can't quite see what it is, but something down there is producing like a mist or a smoke.
Can I carefully go a bit further towards that, or? Yeah, will do.
When you've split down inside, the left and right side portions of this rectangular room, maybe about 60 foot wide, is lined with these like sort of red liquid type tanks, or at least the lighting of them is red. You're not quite sure if it's water or what, but it's semi-frosty, and from each of these like blue crystalline wires that connect them to like a dais or a console is where this mist is coming off of. There's one in the center though, larger than the rest. This one seems to be flitting up with if you've ever seen like a weight bench or like a gurney, it seems to be a gurney suspended in the middle of this tank, and most of it is sort of frosted over, but from what you can see kind of straps going over nothing.
Huh. Okay. And so like it looks like someone invisible might be in there or something like that, or just empty straps?
Perhaps. The straps do seem to be held aloft. You're not sure if that's the water, but they're not moving as if it would be the liquid. So there could definitely be something in there that is invisible to the naked eye.
Okay. I'm just wondering... hang on. Message. No, I don't think I'd be familiar. Is there anywhere else that looks like an obvious important place to explore or look closer?
This like seems to be the big kind of point of interest in there. Okay. Now, that being said, for this, there's like just a series of runes on a bit of a panel in front of this thing, along with some different lights corresponding to what you're not sure.
Do the runes look like the same like Draconic-ish language that Valen can kind of read?
Correct.
Cool. And there was no obvious traps on the way there or anything like that?
Nothing obvious. Beings? But definitely no other live beings.
I'll relay all this to everyone and say, what do we want to do?
See? Runes.
There might be someone alive in that tank. It looks kind of weird.
Well,
I mean,
we should carefully check it out then. They might know more about this city.
Can changelings turn invisible like a chameleon?
What?
I'm just wondering, because this looked like an invisible guy and you thought there might be a changeling in there. I don't know, maybe you have changeling instincts. That like you're like, there's another changeling in there, but this changeling is more like a chameleon and can turn invisible, or like blend into surroundings. I don't know how that works.
Valen's just gonna shake her head. Nope,
Nox
never
is
been
just
able to
looking
do
at you.
invisible.
Yeah, like Nox is just looking at you like, what the fuck are you saying?
You seem to think there'd be a changeling in there, potentially. So I was just trying to figure out if there was.
I never said that.
Oh, sorry, was that an out of character comment?
That was an out of character thing, yeah.
I'm just gonna go with the fact that I'm mildly racist.
I was enjoying that part of it.
Retract
Not-
statement.
Not the title of this session. I'm going to
Backtrack or double
not
down.
the title. Not the title of this session is. I'm going to assume I'm mildly racist.
I mean, the chameleon thing was yeah. On par.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, can't chameleons? Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna apologies to you
All
two.
right, Mazie, did you see anything that could be like a trap or any kind of mechanisms or any more of those magic symbols?
Not obviously. Am I able to like just go when like have I even come back like really slowly to just really check out, make sure there's no runes
Absolutely.
or like anything like that. And then
Nothing quite seems out of the ordinary.
cool. So yeah, no traps that I can see, but we should still be careful. Things triggered by weight, for instance, would
Alright.
not be easy necessarily to see.
Then perhaps if we're going in, then I'll go first.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any objections?
Aaron's on board.
No objections.
In we go.
Then
Yeah.
a few minutes of following the same path the raven took.
Reason.
I
sorry,
effectively is a
Raven.
raisin now.
I looked at it on the map and it's so tiny.
You guys, is that our group name? The Raisins?
The
I
Oh, God.
I would not choose that if I were you. I will just post a GIF in Discord to prove my point. Yeah, so it's not long until you get to that same
Oh goodness.
gash in the wall.
I don't get it.
We'll talk.
I do not
After session
understand that.
discussion. After session discussion.
And that same sort of red light flooded area. You're able to like squeeze through the wall, or it does seem crumbly. You could probably easily push it down with your bear strength.
Yeah, I'll just push it down.
Just the blocks sort of tumble their way down the steps with a ton of clatter that echoes down through, but nothing in response. If there were any pressure plates on the steps, there definitely aren't. The bricks would have spilled out all over. Seems
Right.
trapped.
Right. So I think what we learned from the tower is not to touch anything. Keep our hounds.
Daisy looks
in our
up from where she
pockets.
wanted to touch the pods.
But
Are we?
Keep
Are
our-
we in the?
Aaron's gonna look at Cara and say, like the hammer?
you
I wasn't
started
in
it.
my right mind. You started it.
None of us
Are
are
we
in our
in-
right mind. I think that's well established.
Are we in the
Aaron's
room?
gonna
I
raise an
see.
eyebrow to that.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Bretlyn's going to it's like a tank full of water with the thing in it.
Yeah, there seems to be like a gurney or something of the like with leather straps.
Mhm.
One in the top, one in the middle, and one at the bottom.
Is this
that
like
seem to be suspended.
Wolverine style tank animanium X-Men 2 ish?
BJ might know that it is, yeah.
Okay. Just for
Should we
their
read the
personal
console
visual.
before?
None of
There's
you
a
have ever
console with
seen
rooms.
something like this before.
Okay.
But if we want to get to what we, the players, know,
The
yeah,
visual.
this would look
Okay.
like a sci-fi, sort of like a back-to-tank from Star Wars, or
Gotcha.
some sort of thing like that. A vat, if you will.
Bradley's gonna slowly walk around it, and he has never seen anything like this before from his Empire days, right?
Not that you've seen.
Okay. Is there any? I mean, looking into it, since we were talking about maybe there's someone in there that we can't see. Is there any notion of like displaced fluid or movement?
No movement, but the straps don't seem to be held aloft by movement. They seem to be tightened down over top of something.
Do the straps like have a I don't know, like a uniform hoop, or is it like
Smaller up top, smallest down at the bottom, and a little wider towards the middle.
are there like indents, like it's wrapped around something, or is it like a uniform arch?
Sort of uniform, but you can guess that they would be like that because they're wrapped around something.
And the liquid is not clear, correct? Like it's kind of muddy.
The outer glass is a bit frosty. Other than that, the liquid that you can see is clear.
Okay,
Can
wait,
we
wait,
get
wait.
Spellin to read the console and see what that says?
There's a lot of syntax here that I don't. So this, she indicates a rune on the right. I believe if we knew the.
Sorry for interrupting, but does Professor Scant maybe read this a bit better than you?
She kind of scratches her head. Scant, you mind giving it a look? She seems deflated.
I don't mean to be rude or
Bradley's going to be doing something during this conversation, but I won't want this to play out first before I say what he's doing while no one's paying attention to him.
Aron will pull out scantily clad.
Nice.
Based off of archived knowledge, assumption. The glyph on the right will display status, life signs of whatever or whomever is inside. This series of glyphs on the center represent a designation X1. Weird.
Think just says weird. Wow, weird, bro.
Ooh, man.
Sorry, is this an invisible Wolverine in this?
Can we read life signs from the based on the console, like the
Yeah, can we
button
touch
that says,
that?
is it a button that says life signs? Can I touch? If there is, can I touch it?
Yeah.
I said no touching things. Hands in our pockets.
late.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, if Mazie doesn't touch it, I'll touch it.
Yeah, it's too late. Mazie touched it.
A diagram of what seems to be a humanoid figure in outline comes to life. Minor illusion style.
Okay.
Displays sort of like almost a loading type progress bar before it lights up the entire outline of the body with infill of just a solid blue light.
While they're doing this, Bretlyn's going to take the fishing pole that he has and dip the end of it into it between the straps to see if it goes through where someone would be or if it stops where someone would be.
Like
Wait,
that,
is it open?
but it is sealed. I should have.
Oh, it's sealed? It's not an open air tank?
It is sealed.
Oh,
My apologies.
gotcha.
If
But I
were to
love
do
the
an-
clever use of fishing pole.
If I were to do an Arcana check, would I be able to determine any magical properties of the container itself?
Perhaps, yeah.
14? If anybody wants to give me a help action.
For which? Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not proficient.
I can't. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm half proficient. Can I help?
I'll take a
Velen,
D2.
maybe. Velen,
Velen
maybe.
can help
Yeah, Valinor, surely.
Half advantage.
So Velen is like essentially gonna walk over and be like, what type of magic do we think? And then Scant is just gonna blurt out, no enchantments detected on cask. However, inside, interesting. Transmutation magic. Something is being hidden.
Aron's gonna cast Fairy Fire on the thingy.
Okay, well, that would mean that this is... it would automatically fail. Okay.
DC 16 Dex.
Oh, it's gonna automatically fail. So,
Okay.
all of a sudden, from inside, you kind of see this bright light as the fairy fire takes hold from inside the tank, which sort of puts this cool illumination on a lot of the frosted panes of glass. But immediately upon seeing this kind of humanoid shape, and you can kind of see strands of hair flopping about in between the frost, it seems whatever is there is now awake.
Oh.
And is thrashing.
Bretlin's gonna try.
Immediately.
Try and pop the lid.
Is this container like latched anywhere where it can be flipped open?
It seems to be secured with a latch that has almost basically pneumatics up towards the ceiling. The only thing it's connected to would be the console. Now, in a rare case, give me just a second here. Wait, I have to go in here, and I have to click this.
I was just gonna say, Mazie starts mashing buttons on the console.
Oh no, not
Bring
yet.
it now.
Wait
Oh,
for Scant
no.
to talk.
1 moment. Restart this. I need you guys to all roll initiative,
Here we go.
because this is a time-sensitive thing.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, okay. I see.
You're not
Okay.
actually fighting somebody, you're fighting the world.
You're
Just
great.
so we know.
17.
This lets me track time immediately.
We entered turn-based mode.
Tick,
You have
tick,
entered turn-based mode,
tick.
yep.
tick.
Yeah, do.
That's a 19 for Aron.
22.
So, like any lair action, a lair action typically triggers on initiative count 20. So, Bretlynn, you rolled a 22.
I
You
did.
act before the world acts at 20, and then everyone else follows suit.
Okay. So just so I can visually picture this is a sort of glassish looking coffinish container.
Correct.
With a thing that a pneumatic sort of thing that is coming down from the roof holding it sealed.
Correct.
Okay. But the outside, which we can see in, seems to be glass in nature.
Yep.
All right. Well, then, Bretlynn is going to lightsaber and try to, and then with the fairy fire, we can see that I can see where the body is.
Yes.
Then he's going to try to strike at the side of this thing to shatter it to let the liquid out.
All right, roll to hit for me.
I'm going to use Fighting Spirit to give myself advantage on this attack. because with the thrashing, this seems to be a smidge time sensitive.
Look at this. A combat that's not against an enemy. This is
Yay.
unique.
No, these are always
That
split.
is a 26.
Yep. That'll start to... Your blade begins to sink in, and you can feel like, maybe with enough attacks in the same spot, you might be able to weaken it, but you can't seem to drive it all the way through just yet.
You need a damage roll? Or
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, that is... Oh, that's a big one. That's 16 points of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
As soon as you go to stab it through, you knock off a big chunk of it, and splinters. It seems really thick, and upon closer inspection, now that you've chipped it, it seems to be made of some type of crystal.
Okay. I will make another attack at advantage. And that is... Well, that's a good one. That's a 28.
Yes.
And, that's another big 16 points of damage.
Oh, yeah. It's quite nice. Another
Okay.
large chunk, and from beneath it, a bit of spray.
Okay.
Let me just... I'm going to have you roll a dexterity save on that, because
Sure.
the spray is coming out.
Okay. Dexterity save is a 13. If that's a fail, I can throw a 1d4 on it.
Throw a 1d4.
1d4. Come on, big money. 2. So that'd be a 15.
Good enough. It comes out pretty quick, and when it does and lands on the stone behind you, you can kind of like hear a hiss of it, basically. It was really cold. In the spot where it impacted, it's a shit ton of ice.
Oh, like liquid nitrogen?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Don't touch that.
But it's cracked enough that liquid's coming out.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's starting to try to ice up that spot as some of the liquid is like splattering.
Bretlynn's a hero. Someone's in danger. Fucking action surge. He's gonna make 2 more attacks.
All right.
At advantage. This was his fighting spirit. Haha! Ooh, not great. 13.
Ooh. That will do it, though.
Oh, okay. That is a 12 points of damage, radiant.
Okay.
And then for his final, come on, big money, big money, big money, big money. Oh, so close. 29.
Yeah.
And that will be 15 points of damage.
That's enough. You've got now about a softball-sized chunk out from it, and now a shit ton of it is rushing at you. I need yet another dexterity save.
Okay.
But this is going to start pooling around the thing.
17.
Oh yeah, that'll get you out of the way. And you get the feeling like you might want to move. At least until it dumps all the way.
Yeah. Can I move to stand on top of it?
Yeah. That can
Right.
do.
And then on top of one that the liquid is probably dangerously cold.
Well, that went over a lot quicker than I thought it would.
Oh.
Hey, you did it. Good
You
job.
did it. Oh look, maps shut down again.
It sure did.
We love that.
Is there a map to display?
Not really. So, from this point, now you can kind of hear like coughs and splutters before like a voice in Elvish kind of like mumbles out. But you can't quite understand them. It sounds like they're talking with like a mouthful of marbles.
Are we still in initiative?
Nope. The
Okay.
the water got drained.
Wonderful.
Bretlynn will say in Elvish back, don't
No.
worry, we'll get you out. We'll get you out. Hang on.
Kind of hear the ceasing of the struggle.
Just go over
where
and get them
Scant
out.
then finishes. The center glyph will empty the liquid from the pod.
Yep. Right. Are there other pods with other people in them, or is there anyone with someone that looks like it might have someone in them?
It's the only one currently that has something in them.
Like
We
the
get this
center
person
button.
out.
Mm-hmm. With the crystal now being less frost encrusted, you finally get a good look at this individual from the inside, who kind of looks back towards you in a not quite Hannibal Lecter-esque like facial rig, but it looks like they had like a rebreather or something stuck into their mouth, and peers out at you from beyond the glass. And I stuck an image in for you into the Discord.
Oh no, she's hot.
I didn't try to make her hot, unfortunately.
Oh, damn.
They just come out that way.
They just come out that way.
I like the first GIF in comparison to the picture you posted.
Yeah, that was in the 80s.
It's a pretty sweet diaper, though.
Yeah, he's got that medical diaper.
Oh, yeah.
So does anyone know how to open this thing? I can keep
Yeah.
whacking at it,
If I
but it'd
press
probably
that
be easier.
button, if I press
did
that
not
button,
sound
will it open it all, or will it just be like trying to drain something that's already drained?
The far left glyph will open the latch.
Smashing that. No, not smashing it, touching it, pushing it.
Yeah, push the button.
Aron would try to interject and say, maybe we should talk to this individual before we release it
They
from
got
its prison?
something. They got something in their mouth. How they gonna talk?
Push the button.
Aren't they the
I
one
put-
that's
Yeah, I feel
telling
like I've
us
already
how to
pushed the
get them
button
out?
before he said that.
No, that
'Cause
was
I'm right
Scant, just kind of
Oh, okay.
blabbermouthing. So then the top latch is gonna open up there, and the front part of the glass that you guys were smacking on is gonna open up wide, like Dumbledore style.
Ooh.
But she's still
Bretlynn-
tied down,
Bretlynn-
isn't she?
Bretlynn?
Is this the top that he's standing on?
Yeah. It
Okay.
would start to split apart, and you're kind of like, whoa.
Okay. I think you would rise it up and then sort of like hop down into the vat. Probably at her shins or their shins, and put his sword away and go, "Hey, it's okay. It's okay."
Eyes like kind of wide and glancing across at everyone.
He'll speak in Elvish. Do you understand the word? Do you understand the words that come out of my mouth?
What's coming out of your mouth?
Take off
Her
the thing over
brow.
her mouth and she might be able to reply.
Her brow wrinkles, but
Okay,
slightly
yeah.
nods.
All right. So, not here to do anything. Just I'm going to carefully remove whatever's on your mouth. He's going to walk over to them, and I guess it's just a clip, remove.
Yeah. That's one of those things where you literally just kind of like unlatch from the strap on the back of her head and
Okay.
pull.
So leave her restrained, but pull it off. Hi, I'm Bretlynn Loyalfoot, Captain Retired. And speaking of us, these are my traveling companions. We're not going mean you no harm, but could you fill us in of what's going on here?
Aron is going to have a crossbow loaded and pointing straight at this thing as you guys are talking to it.
Hey. This
Speaks in that same Elven dialect that you first heard that announced your presence here in Yithrin. Is kind of hoarsely, as if it's the first time they've talked in quite some time, is like, who are you again?
Bretlynn Loyalfoot, Sword Captain Retired, formerly of the Emil Empire, and you are? Is this a feminine-looking person?
Yep.
Madam?
name? Xeraphon.
Xeraphon. If I might not be so bold, are you a prisoner here because you've committed some sort of crime?
Her eyes kind of split down to the straps holding her to the table. She's like, I didn't sign up for this, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Well, we've been attacked once today by things here that seemed a whole lot less with us than you are. If we unstrap you, are you going to be nice?
Where are the wizards?
Everyone in this place seems not alive.
Then who's operating the Mythalar?
No idea what you're talking about there. So, we don't know what's going on. We need information. Do you sprechen the common?
Yes.
All right. She speaks the common. Take common down.
Then why
So-
has he answered the question? And Aaron's going to cock now the cross.
Hey, Aron, could you... We're not at that point yet. It's going to kind of stand in the way. Calm down. Jesus.
Her common is also going to be very Trailer Park Dixie, by the way, so we can differentiate the
Super.
two.
Zarin,
No.
there is... We have
Zarin.
come across no one here that's alive. We've seen White Walkers and armored folks. No one's alive here. This place seems to have been uninhabited for a very, very long time.
More
And-
context would help. We found it in a glacier. The city.
Also that.
She seems disturbed by that news and is like, so we're not flying in the sky anymore?
Cities don't
No.
fly.
Ooh, well, this one did.
Bretlin's gonna look at Velen and say quietly, how long ago were these things supposedly flying?
And she kind of like mutters, oh, roughly 4,000 years ago.
Okay, don't freak out. But you may have been here for a very, very, very long time.
Kind of
I'd
like
say whatever your crime you've served the time.
hyperventilates quite a bit. It's like, okay, well,
Okay, it's okay. Very shocking.
So no one else is alive?
Well, none that we've seen so far. We haven't been here that long. But I'm going to undo your straps here. Because it seems like you've been here for a bit, and you probably need to stretch your legs. And you're only source of information we have about this place. So, with that said, as long as we're all friendly here, it's not a problem, but he's going to look directly into her eyes. If you promise, you are who you say you are, and you are not going to be throwing fisticuffs towards us, then we can help you if you can help us.
Listen, mister, I'm a level with you. I'm not sure the last time I stood. I don't think I could strike you, let alone stand on my legs.
It's good
I mean-
enough for me.
Aaron will send over Amos to Carrier.
Aw.
I can,
Bretlynn.
if we do want to question her intentions, we can use. I have the spell that can make sure that she has to tell the truth.
Let's get her out of her extended stay here. Bretlyn's gonna look at. Has Aron lowered his crossbow?
No.
Okay, could you? Since I'm standing here next to her, could you uncock it, maybe?
I have good aim.
Great. But if we want her to be forthcoming, perhaps a sign of trust. Not asking you to put it away or put it down. Just asking you to take it back a notch.
Aron will pull it back a notch. Cock it even farther.
I mean,
No kidding. Aron will say, "Okay, fine, but understand that it's for your safety."
I appreciate everyone's concern about my safety. It has been so obvious. But there are technically 6 of us. Tina, you okay over there? Okay, great.
You see, I told you there would be something useful down here.
She hasn't been useful yet.
All right.
She's something.
we've just rescued her.
Brett will say in Elvish, "They're a little jumpy. Please don't do anything weird." And he's going to unstrap her and sort of gently help her to sit up.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna be almost essentially dead weight.
Oh,
There you go.
poor girl.
You all right? Need some more help?
I think so.
Okay.
I can't. Kind of like looks down. It's like I can't feel my legs.
You've been here for quite a while, so understandable. He's going to scoop her up, stand up, look at Cara, and kind of look at her for some assistance.
Amos is over for assistance.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, Amos is there.
I don't want to
She won't be able to hold on to Amos or anything.
I don't want to like drop her onto Amos. He's standing in the vault, so like I'm
Do a
being
medicine check.
Okay. 21.
From the way that she's dead weighting, it seems like her entire lower body is basically paralyzed.
Okay. Don't think
So from the waist down.
Does she look humanoid?
Yes.
Okay.
Has
Cara,
the appearance of a 20s to 30s human.
Cara, could you give me a hand here so I don't have to jump down holding her?
Cara
If
will
not,
just,
then
Cara will just, I guess, scoop her up, bridal style.
yeah, I mean, that's how Bretlyn's holding her, so he probably hand it off to her.
Yeah, she'll
She
just.
goes, "Oh wow, you would have made a star chain lightning player. Look at you."
Aron's going to start putting together a harness for Amos.
Bretlyn will
Then
hop
she'll-
down.
Wheelchair.
What's up?
Or
Oh no, don't worry about it. I guess I was gonna say like set her down on a chair, but I can also just carry her.
Ask her if she has any interest-yielding bank accounts in the Sword Coast.
my
I put $1 in 4,000 years ago.
oh my god.
Head account's gone.
That's
Next
some
time
good
on the
money.
Longshots, we buy anchovies.
So, I guess it's the part where I say thank you for rescuing me.
I think this is the part where you start coming out with some information. Like
All right. Well,
why were you strapped inside a tube full of ice water?
Would be some good context.
well, I don't have much of a choice, and believe me, I see that. And currently, I feel that your muscles are huge. I give you that. Well, folks who get interned in this prison are subjected to some of the most heinous and horrible experiments I've had the displeasure of hearing and being a part of. Now, my particular speciality was sort of how do I say it? intrigue. She kind of raises a hand,
Spying?
looking for the word. What was that?
Were you spying on people?
Yeah, that was one of the things. Another
Espionage.
thing. Yes, a lot of espionage. Thank you.
You must not have been very good.
Oh,
If you couldn't remember the word.
well,
Her common isn't very good, Aron. Have some decency.
Her common's very
I
good.
assure you, I speak much better Loris.
Exactly. What
Colt.
are you referring to your espionage? What was your particular ability?
Well, the particular experiment I was a part of, it sort of changed us in a way. We could almost make ourselves look like other people. So I would take someone's place.
I was
So-
right. She's a changeling. I'm not
Nox-
racist.
Nox Nox like laughs and then like this and then changes into her.
Her eyes are blown up. I don't remember seeing you in there.
No, because I wasn't.
So then, are you from another High Nerthil?
No, I'm from somewhere in Faerun.
Huh.
I don't mean to shock you with this, but we're somewhat certain it's been several thousand years since
This
city
could be
no
your
longer-
great grandma.
I don't think
Um,
so.
So, whatever that liquid was in there was preserving you, but the wizards, anyone else in here, they are long gone.
I'm gonna look over at like Velen, kind of gauge her reaction.
She's literally pen to paper, fucking just writing every
Scribbling.
last word. Yeah, just
Velen, do
completely
you think we
drooling.
should? Oh, sorry.
What? No, I'm sorry. I was just.
No, I think later we should maybe have a chat with this. What was your name?
Xeraphon.
Xeraphon. Well, Xeraphon, you and I and Velen here are going to have a chat later
Okay. Well,
about
once
this
again,
little ability of ours.
Or we can just have a chat right now.
Yeah.
I would rather it not involve you people.
I
Oh,
don't think
The
I'm
hell
going
do you mean,
anywhere.
you people?
You people, but it is here, along with all this mystery, that I'd like to put a peg in it.
That's why I said next time, because I'm like, I know you want to end it.
No, let's keep going.
12
I'm
o'clock.
curious. Well, anyways, we have a post.
Wait for next week. Find out
Oh,
next
Don't
week.
worry, she's still outlined in fairy fire, so we can kill her if we want to.
No, what? That's not. I would
Yes,
fight
murder
you.
the paraplegic.
I would fight
Jesus.
you if you.
Oh, you
even
followed
tried.
blind girl last season. You might as well up the ante this season and fight
Oh,
someone who can't
God.
walk.
Your father's daughter.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen. Sarah
Wow.
made her a mount. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness.
She is riding Amos like a Valkyrie.
Like a Valkyrie.
Sure.
Maybe make her a wheelchair or something so she's independent a bit more. I don't know.
Next
I guess if we
week.
do like a short rest, I could probably fashion something.
I mean, we're in a prison.
I'm just
Surely
making
there.
unreasonable demands.
Yeah, I mean, surely there's something in this prison which we can sort together and put together a transportation.
I
for
mean,
them-
is she
for them.
is she quadriplegic or paraplegic?
Just
The lower half of her body is paralyzed.
Leggies don't work.
The para-
We do.
Okay, but the upper body still works. So
Also,
Yeah.
I mean, also she's been sitting still for 4,000 years. Atrophy is a thing.
Also, she's hella sus, and we shouldn't forget that.
No,
Thanks.
she's not.
Yeah. Just because
Yeah,
she's
she
hot
is.
doesn't mean we should.
Right?
I don't give a damn
Find
how
out
she
if
looks.
she's
She
sus
has
and
useful
more.
information.
All right. We're gonna wrap up, and we have a post-session discussion, which is why you should join our Discord channel, because then you can hear about it afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Is
So
she sus or is she fam? Find out all that and more next
All
week.
that
on
and more.
Longshots.
Dungeons and Dragons.
because
Oh,
we're
goodness.
done, we're gonna raid cause I'm Dan Jones, because he's playing The Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time. Classic.
Good one.
Ocarina.
And an inspiration.
So, next week on the Longshots, who's the tank girl? And boy, there's a lot of mistrust in this party. And, well, that's one glowing building. Let's check out some more glowing buildings. And then finally, are we going to get to the point we need to get to before we all go to Kentucky for the wedding, for his big plan? Or are we going to fuck it up? Find out that and more on next week's Longshots. Dungeons and Dragons.
Good night, folks.